for your time this evening.
That was interesting, that, Rebecca. Wasn't it interesting to hear these alternative approaches that perhaps the government might think about now?
Yeah, absolutely, especially if that kind of 15% figure is replicated in other parts of the country.
And whoever the new health secretary is, hopefully we'll get them on to chat about that.
Indeed.
But for now, we were looking, weren't we, longingly last night at these pictures from
Look at that.
people in the Algarve, you know, lounging on the beach, strolling along the beach, having a lovely time after flights to Portugal started up again. Portugal is on the green list, and it means that you don't have to go into quarantine when you come back home. However, you cannot yet fly directly to one of these lovely places from Scotland to Portugal, or indeed to any of the green list countries, can you?
No, that's right, but flights are scheduled to resume next week, and travel firms here are also selling package holidays to amber list countries like Spain and Greece from early next month. If you go there, you'll need to self-isolate at home on your return. The Nine's India Grant has been finding out more.
We can, for the first time in months, jet off to so-called green list countries. There are some restrictions coming and going for Scots to these countries. You'll still need a COVID test. The green list includes the popular destination of Portugal, but that's not happening from Scotland until next week at the earliest. Airport operators said it was announced too late for routes to be scheduled.
It's all to do with the lack of advance notice. Now, an airline cannot just start a new service a couple of days' notice. I mean, these things take a lot of logistics. There's a lot of information that has to be gathered. And of course, there's the simple things like finding a crew and making sure that the aircraft is well maintained and fit for travel. So the run-in time could be 2 to 3 weeks. But that, again, it really is indicative of the way things have been handled.
For travel to and from amber and red list countries, the rules are tighter. Amber list travel to the likes of Spain and France means 10 days of self-isolation. Tests are required on the 2nd and 8th day of self-isolation. That adds nearly £200 to the cost of your holiday. Red list countries, the likes of Brazil and India, mean a 10-day stay at a hotel at a cost of around £1,700.
Travel agents like this TUI in Aberdeen are already offering trips to the so-called amber list countries next month for those wanting a bit of sun. Now, they are offering COVID test packages as well, but there are some that say that we are opening up international travel too early.
We know that COVID spreads through international air travel. We've seen that in the first wave and the second wave. We've had these amber, kind of green, amber, red equivalent lists over the whole time period of the pandemic, and they haven't proven particularly effective at either preventing infection spreading or particular variant spreading. So my concern is if we normalise holiday travel in the next few months, we've got a large proportion of the population that's still unimmunised and a very high risk of introducing either current variants we know to be risky or new variants.
In a statement, TUI said they want to offer customers flexibility and choice this summer, so where borders are open and Foreign Office advice allows travel, they will operate to those destinations. Despite cautious words from the First Minister, many others are selling flights to amber locations for those keen for that foreign holiday. India Grant, BBC News.
Does rather change the checklist before you go on holiday,
doesn't it? And you can see how those costs would just ramp up.
No, not from, you're not doing toothbrush, swimming shorts, hat. You're doing testing, quarantine, importing variants to the country.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing any of that.
And also insurance is a big...
Absolutely. And for those amber list countries, I mean, they might be on the amber list now, but you don't know. In 2 months' time, they might be on the red list.
It's very difficult. I mean, we'd all love to go.
It's risky, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm sure
one
the travel
day we'll
industry
get
would
there.
love us to go too.
Yeah.
OK.
You're watching The Nine, still to come on the programme tonight. We speak to the Abertay University student at the centre of a row about free speech.
And we'll be hearing from rugby players of all ages in Dalkeith as the amateur game returns to action. Right now, though, the deadly conflict between Israeli forces and Palestinian militants led by Hamas is entering its second week, and there is little sign of any political breakthrough. The United Nations Security Council still can't even agree on a formal